guys, welcome to our channel. My name is Kelsey and today I'm going to be sharing my birth story and pregnancy journey, which if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know this is probably long past due since Kenzie is 8 months old already, which is crazy. I can't believe she's already 8 months. It's flown by. Being a mom is hard. I'm sure moms out there, you can relate. It is a lot harder than I ever expected it to be, and I know people always say that, but I guess you just don't know until you're finally a mom what it's actually like, and you have all these ideas before you're a mom of what it's gonna be like, and people always tell you it's so hard, but you don't really know how to relate to them until you're actually in it yourself. And so it's been a really cool journey being a mom so far. That's getting way off topic. What this video is about is my birth story and my journey through pregnancy, and so yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, then just keep watching. I personally love watching these videos. Like, I love hearing how other people experience labor. I think it's very fascinating. So for all of you pregnant mamas out there, I just wish you the best of luck in your delivery journey and your pregnancy. It's hard work making a human and giving birth to one, and then after that being a mom. So women are so strong and powerful, so I wish you guys the best of luck through your journey. So I guess I'll start from like the very beginning of like my pregnancy journey. I never did any like updates. Like, nobody knew I was pregnant, like no one except my parents, James, and like a few of my really close friends. And I kept it that way for many different reasons, but for those of you that haven't seen like my previous videos, me and James were broken up for the entire length of my pregnancy, and even after Kenzie was born, we were separated. It's really funny because I can remember like my whole pregnancy journey and like my birth and everything. I can remember it so clear, like it was just yesterday. And I think when you go through like pain, it kind of does that to you. You just remember things more vividly. It was extremely difficult. And to be honest, like, we were not in any way planning to have a baby. That was not in our plan. We were actually going through a really hard time when I found out I was pregnant. And so when I found out I was pregnant, it wasn't necessarily like the most exciting moment of my life. I was going through like a lot of depression and anxiety and heartbreak. I found out I was pregnant, and then like shortly after that, James and I broke up. So I was, you know, thrown into this pregnancy. I'm making this video because I want to encourage other pregnant moms out there to like keep pushing on, even though pregnancy can be hard. Like, in the end, you're gonna have the most precious little angel that God gifted you with. So my biggest advice, just don't ever give up. I'm honestly very proud of myself for like trusting and believing that God had everything in control, and like that was not an easy decision to make by any means. It was extremely hard, like in that time, because I didn't have a husband. I had to go through this whole experience alone. Like, I really did not want to go through it alone. I can't like say that enough. Like, I always, like, my whole life had dreamed about like having a family and like getting to experience like this blissful pregnancy with a husband that like comforts you and is like goes to the store and gets you like the junk food that you want. Like, I had envisioned like all of these things in my mind, and so when I found out I was pregnant and I was no longer with James, like, I was like, I don't get to experience any of that joy. Like, I don't get to like share in the like excitement with someone. Me and James weren't in a lot of communication during my pregnancy. I would see him here and there. When we would see each other, he would, you know, ask me how I'm doing and all that stuff, but he didn't go with me to like any of the doctor's appointments or anything like that. So it was very hard. I keep saying very hard, but it was very hard. So the first trimester was kind of a blur. I would throw up like every day for about a month. So honestly, my like morning sickness wasn't that bad. Like, thank God. Like, God really, I feel like, kind of blessed me throughout like my pregnancy and my birth. I've heard horror stories of people like throwing up throughout the whole entire day for like months and months and months, and God bless you, because I cannot even imagine that. But my pregnancy like sickness wasn't that bad. Like, I did okay, but I was dealing with so many other like emotions. I couldn't stop sobbing like every day. I was just like crying every single day, like all day. Other than that, I felt really tired, but it was probably from all the crying. I don't know. My emotions were so out of whack. But yeah, so after the first trimester was over, I began the second, and the second was still pretty hard. I wasn't sick anymore, so thank God. I was just really tired, and I had a lot of back pain. Like, back pain during pregnancy, if you have back pain generally, it sucks, but like back pain during pregnancy is like 100 times worse, because you're carrying like this thing, like this big basketball in front of you, and so it's like just so much pressure down there. So that wasn't fun. I definitely had a lot of back pain, and like, might I add, like during this whole time, I wish I could say like there was a point in my pregnancy where I was excited, but I was never excited, and that sounds so horrible. It honestly makes me want to cry, because like not feeling excited about like Kenzie, because now like obviously I have her and she's here, so like knowing that like that was who was in me this whole time like makes me emotional, because I wish that I would have been excited for her life, because she deserves that. And so yeah, that part makes me really sad. But obviously I can't go back. I just have to focus on the now and just like treasuring her life now. But I wish I could go back and like just tell myself, you know, no matter like the hard times you're going through right now, and like even though you're so devastated that, you know, you don't have a partner to share this with, like you're gonna be okay. Like, you're gonna have the most amazing baby. I didn't take any photos throughout like my whole pregnancy until the very end, like literally like 3 days before. Michaela made me take maternity photos, because she's like, Kelsey, you're going to regret it if you don't. And at that time I was just like, no, I won't. Like, I don't want to take photos. Like, I just don't. But I'm really happy that she did make me, because she was absolutely right. Like, I'm really thankful that I do have at least those few photos to look back on and just be like, wow, I made this little human, and I can't wait to show Kenzie like when she's old enough to know like that was you inside mommy's belly, and just tell her like how much I fought for her. You know how you always picture pregnancy being a certain way? I feel like I got all of my pregnancy ideas from like chick flick movies that are totally unrealistic, I think. I just envision pregnancy a lot different, obviously, but like actually the pregnancy, like I had a pretty good pregnancy for the most part. Like, I didn't go through a lot of sickness. I didn't have a lot of cravings. I craved pickles, I'm not gonna lie, I did. I loved pickles. I craved ice. Like, that was probably my biggest craving, ice. Like, ice cubes, like chewing on them made me so satisfied. It was weird. I feel like when you're pregnant, everything is like heightened. It just felt better, like it tasted better. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. The holidays were really hard for me. It was a struggle getting through those days. I just wanted to be in bed like all day, every single day. And so I watched a lot of Netflix while I was pregnant. One of my favorite shows while I was pregnant was Locked Up. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on Netflix, and it's all about prisons. I'm like obsessed with like prison shows and how people like get to prison and like what they've done. And so I don't know, it just helped me a lot. Like during that time I'd be like, well, at least it's not that bad. Like, I could be in jail. I think I watched all of the seasons of Locked Up, and Dateline. I watched so much Dateline while I was pregnant. It made me feel better, like for some sick way. I don't know why. Some husbands are murdering their wives, so it could be a lot worse. I wanted to share with you guys a few things that got me through my pregnancy journey. Having to go through it alone was really lonely. Like, that's just what it was. Like, it was extremely lonely. I went through a lot of dark days. I learned like so much during those months, because I just learned how powerful your mind is, and just how like you can literally tell yourself something that could be a lie and believe it, and like have that negative emotion that comes with it. And so I just learned a lot just to try and like think positive no matter what. I tried to force myself as much as possible to like be positive. I kept reminding myself like every day, like at the end of this you're gonna have this precious little baby that needs you, and you're gonna be its world. And so I just tried to remind myself like, okay, like the state that I'm in right now is only temporary. Like, you're not going to stay stuck in like that place forever. So just try and like think forward, think positive about your future. Some of the things that got me through that dark time I wanted to share with you guys. They're just like small, simple things, but there's some really good books that I read during that time that really helped me just try to like change my mindset and change what like I was thinking about every day. So this book right here called The Broken Way and A Daring Path into Your Abundant Life, and it's a really great book. I cried like through the whole thing, of course, but I cried a lot through this book, but it really helped me. It says right here, I just want to read this quick part. It just says, there's a way, especially when things aren't shaping up quite like you had imagined, that makes life take the shape of more abundance, more intimacy, and more God. And honestly, like that couldn't be truer for me. Like, it was such a beautiful time in a way, because I was so close with God. Like, we connected so much. Honestly, without that, I don't know how I would have made it. Like, I totally felt his peace and comfort like come over me so many times, like especially in the night. I don't know if you guys struggle with like sleeping at night or having just crazy thoughts at night. Like, nighttime was really hard for me, and I would just cry like the whole night, and God just totally came and like comforted me, showed me that he was there, and I'm so thankful for that. So yes, this is a really good book if you're going through a hard time. It's called The Broken Way. It just gives you some hope and gives you like some purpose to keep pushing forward. So this is a really good one. This one also I wanted to share with you guys because I read this like in I think 3 days, but this is called The Supernatural Power of Forgiveness, and if you need to forgive anyone in your life, then read this book. It's really awesome. It has some really great key tips in how to forgive people that have really hurt you, or if you're going through heartbreak right now, then I would definitely read this. This really helped me process like my heartbreak and my breakup with James at the time, and it really just helped me get through again some of those hard days. So anything that can help you like try and keep pushing forward, I am a big fan of. So The Supernatural Power of Forgiveness by Kris Vallotton, and then The Broken Way by Ann Voskamp. Another thing that also really helped me was my Young Living essential oils, and I like have a huge obsession, especially now, with essential oils. I was diffusing like peppermint and lavender at night whenever I'd go to bed during those times, and I really loved it. It just is really soothing. It's just really fun to play with and try different oils and throw them in there. Whenever I would be having like really bad anxiety at night, I would put this on. And the essential oil diffusers, I just got one. My parents just got me one for my birthday, but I'll leave it down below because it's really awesome. It has like a bunch of different colors like that light up. I like having it, and just diffusing lavender is really peaceful and calming, so I would do that a lot while I was pregnant. So I think that's a good option. So I really suggest essential oils when you're pregnant. I thought they were really calming and awesome. Another thing that really helped me get through the pregnancy was podcasts. I would listen to podcasts like all the time. I'll leave some of my favorites down below that like really spoke to me during those times. By Judah Smith, he is a pastor here in Seattle. I've listened to his podcast like every single day. I like listened to all of them, but those were really amazing. Those are just some things that helped me. Maybe they'll help you, so I'll leave everything that I think really were key things in my pregnancy and what helped me down below. So quickly, I'll just touch on if I wanted a boy or a girl, or if I had a preference. And honestly, like, I only wanted a girl. Like, I was so terrified to have a boy. I really didn't want to have a boy, and I know that sounds bad, but for everything that I was going through, like, I just believed that having a girl would be easier for me, since I had pictured myself doing it as a single mom, and I had had a girl name picked out for the past like 3.5 years. So Kensington is her full name, and people always ask me like why I named her Kensington, and the reason why is because when me and James got married, we got married at Kensington Gardens. It was a wedding venue in Seattle, Washington, and it was just beautiful and it was amazing. And so when I had heard Kensington Gardens, I just like fell in love with that name, and so it kind of stuck. I had suggested it to James like in our first year of marriage. I'd been like, well, what do you think of the name Kensington, like if we ever had a girl? And he like loved it, which for us to agree on a name like right away, I was like, okay, like we're running with it. Like Kensington will be her name, like if we ever have a girl. And so it was really important for me to name her Kensington, and I never like imagined myself like having the pregnancy journey that I did. So I went back and forth like, should I name her Kensington, should I not, because it was like a really special thing between me and James. And I was like, well, you know, if we're not together, like if we're divorced, then like, I don't know, would it mean like the same thing? Because, you know, it was where we got married. And so it was kind of a hard decision, but I just was like fully believed that, you know, no matter what, like I still loved the name. I thought it was beautiful and elegant, and no matter what, like we're her mom and dad, and like it's part of our story. So I was like, okay, like we're still naming her Kensington. And so that's how her name came about. Her full name is Kensington Rose Venkov, and Rose is my middle name. It's actually all of my mom's side of the family's middle name. All of the girls in the family have that name. So of course I had to stick with the tradition, and her name is Kensington Rose. So I love it so much. It's a mouthful, so we call her Kenzie because it's just easier. But yeah, so that's how we named her. I can't really think of any pregnancy related questions, but if you guys have any questions on pregnancy or anything like that, definitely leave me a comment down below and I'll try and answer you to the best of my ability. But I think I touched on everything really in my pregnancy. I had a pretty good 3rd trimester. Nothing really too crazy happened. When it was getting closer to like delivery, I was just getting really scared of like what to expect and what it was going to be like. I didn't take any birthing classes or anything like that. I was just kind of like going in cold turkey, had no idea what to expect. Like I had talked with my doctor and we had like decided that I wanted an epidural. Like that was definitely a thing. Like I did not want to give birth without having an epidural. It's not like I'm afraid of pain or anything like that. I just was like, well, why wouldn't you have an epidural if you can, like, if you can, then why not? Like, why would you want to put more pain on yourself? I don't know, but I guess women like just want to be strong and do it without all natural. I didn't really have a birth plan. I know that people like actually like write or print one out, like print out like pages of a birth plan, and I don't know if that's necessarily like for me. I'm kind of like more of a go with the flow type of girl, and so yeah, that's kind of like how I went with it. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have a baby no matter what, like with a birth plan or without a birth plan. Like it's coming out of me, so I just kind of was like whatever about it. I honestly have the most amazing memories of like giving birth. It was like the best birth experience I could have ever dreamt up. I really believe that God just kind of had favor on me during that time and was just like, okay, like you've had a like long 9 months, so here you go, like I'm gonna make this easy. So how it happened was I was laying in bed at like 4:30 in the morning. I was awake, of course. I was like awake the whole pregnancy. I felt like I didn't sleep much, but I was awake, and then like I started feeling like cramping, and I was like, huh, like I wonder if that's a contraction, because I know like a Braxton Hicks, so I was like, oh, that's probably just like a Braxton Hicks contractions, because I wasn't due for another week, so I didn't really think anything of it. But then they started to get stronger, and I was like, oh, like that's, you know, getting more painful, but like manageable. Like I didn't think it was like to the pain like where you were gonna have a baby. So when I walked to the bathroom, like this big gush of water just like whoosh, like went out from me, and my water broke, obviously. It totally gushed and like went all over my parents' bathroom floor. TMI, but it did, and it was like a weird sensation. It was kind of like just like you're peeing yourself. It was super chill, like it was just a very chill morning. I wasn't like stressed. And it's funny because like literally the day before I was like, oh, maybe I should like pack my hospital bag, like maybe I should start to get ready, like because I'm gonna have a baby in a week. I was just very chill about the whole thing, which if you know me, that's kind of my personality. I don't really take things like too seriously. So I ended up packing like my hospital bag like the day before, not knowing that I was going to be going into labor the next day. And it's funny because what they say about like your nesting like is so true. Like it was weird. It was super weird. That was a weird thing about pregnancy, is like I wanted to clean all the time. Like I wanted everything to be organized and ready. I was super calm, and so then like I came back in, sat on the bed, and I like called my mom. It was like 6 in the morning. She was in the next room. I was like, Mom, my water just broke. And she's like, what? Like, what? Like, you're just sitting here. Like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. So I was just sitting on the bed, and then like my like contractions started like really going, and I was like, oh my god, this is painful. And so we called the hospital, and we were like, what should we do? And the hospital is kind of like, well, is it really, like, are you in labor? Because they're kind of hesitant, because they say always like your first baby or your first pregnancy, you'll like mistake it for labor, but so they'll end up like sending you home a lot of the times when you get to the hospital. So I really didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to get there and then have them send me home. So I was like, okay, it's fine, like I'll just wait it out a little bit. So on the phone they were like, well, just have her like get in a hot shower, like take out a shower, and then come here and we'll check her and see where she's at. I was just taking my sweet time. But then I was like, okay, we should go to the hospital just to see where I'm at. So we get in the car with my mom, and we're going there, and they're starting to get like pretty intense. I was like, okay. My mom kept like asking me like, how's your day? Like, what are you doing? Like she was asking me so many questions, and I was like, Mom, I can't answer you right now. Like I am about to have a baby. And so it was such a typical mom thing. But yeah, so then we get to the hospital, and I like waddle in there. I'm like in pretty like good amount of pain at this point, and they're like, okay, well, let's check you. It's at this point, I think it was like 9 in the morning, and there was no doctors there or anything. Like it was super quiet in the hospital. There was like nothing going on, and it was a Sunday morning. The nurse checks me, and she's like, oh my god, you're 9.5 centimeters dilated. You're about to have a baby. Like I feel her head right here. She's about to come out. And I was like, I panicked. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like there's no way. And I was like, well, I need my epidural, like I have to have it. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, you're not having an epidural, like you're doing this, like you're about to have a baby in like 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my god, like I freaked out. I like had a moment of panic. But I was like, okay, we're doing this. And so like they're like, okay, we're gonna get things ready. They like wheel me into a room and then they're like, okay, start pushing. And I was like, I don't know how to push. And so then I like try like and push like really hard, and to be honest, it's kind of like you're like pushing out a really big poop. I'm not gonna lie. That's just, it is what it is. Like that's what it feels like, is like a big poop. So yeah, it was all natural. Like they didn't have time to get like an IV in me. It was nuts. I was just like, this is not like at all how I had pictured it going. It was just me, my mom, and James. He ended up getting there like shortly before I pushed her out, and he was able to be there, and it was really, really special. I had her at 10:20. I think I got into the hospital room at like 9:30. I can't remember, but they were like, oh, you're gonna have a baby like in 10 minutes, like here we go. And I was like so scared but really excited. It was such an adrenaline rush. Like it was super exciting. As soon as she came out, I just remember saying, I told the nurses, I was like, oh my god, I could have like 5 of these. Like this was so easy. And they're like they're like, oh, okay. They're like, you should be like the poster child for like first time moms, because this never happens. Like they're like, this is very rare, like where like first time moms come in and out like just like that. So I was so thankful, you guys. I like thanked God for so long, because I was just like, God, like you knew exactly what I needed. Like, and maybe I just have like a really high pain tolerance where it didn't take very long, but I just was like, thank you, God, like thank you for letting that be like the experience that I had, because it was just really beautiful. And I will forever have that memory in my head, like of just having like this amazing moment and not having like a ton of pain come along with it, and just like having a really peaceful experience with it. So yeah, that is like my birth story. And then we got to take her home 2 days later, and then my motherhood journey began. Honestly, like thinking about having another baby like terrifies me. Anytime I think about being pregnant, like it makes me almost nauseous. And I think because like it reminds me of like how much pain and like heartache I went through. But thankfully like the next pregnancy won't be like that. I'll be able to enjoy it and like be excited. So yeah, I'm just so thankful. She's a healthy, beautiful, precious little girl, and she's totally coming into like her sweet little personality. She's so smiley, and she just literally brightens up every single day. Alright guys, sorry this video has been so long, but thanks for sticking with me. But I wanted to share a really exciting part, so hopefully if you lasted this whole time, this will pay off for you. To say thank you, we really wanted to do a giveaway for you guys, because your support means so much to me, and it's really been awesome, especially becoming a mom, like, and sharing my experiences with people and sharing my story has just really been wonderful for me. I've gotten some of the most incredible direct messages from you guys, just like sharing your stories with me and sharing like your heartache and what you guys have gone through, and it really, really moved me. Like I cry like whenever I read them, and it just makes me feel like everything that I went through was worth it, and that I'm able to give hope and encouragement to anyone is just amazing, because I never ever imagined like where I would be right now, being so happy now and being able to like share my heartache with people, and just like sharing that like it's gonna get better, like you're gonna get through this. We just wanted to say thank you, and we want to do a giveaway, and I'm really excited because we really want this giveaway to be for an expecting mom. So yeah, this giveaway wouldn't really make sense if you're not a mom, or if you're going to be a mom, then this giveaway is perfect for you. So I'll share kind of like what is in this. I think this bag is perfect for a diaper bag. It's a really cute black backpack with gold hardware, and I think this will be a perfect mom bag that's still stylish, but you can still like hold a lot of stuff in here. So I'll share with you guys what's in the giveaway. I will be posting this on my Instagram, so come follow me here if you guys want to see a more detailed picture of like what is exactly in this. First of all, we've got some diapers, because you can never have enough diapers. These are the Honest Company diapers. I love the Honest Company. They've worked really well for us. These are in size newborn, so there'll be 2 packs in there. And I have some kind of mama essentials. This bag I haven't filled yet, but this is gonna have like lipsticks in it, because you gotta have some self-care when you're a mom as well. And then this really cute planner. It's a 2018 planner, so if you're expecting, you could fill out this and like all of your doctor's appointments and everything like that. So I think that's super cute. And then this really pretty journal. It says rosé all day, which is kind of ironic because if you're expecting, you can't have any rosé. But if you're just a mom, then rosé comes in quite handy. And then this right here is a fitted crib sheet. I think this is really cute. It's just a pink polka dots and I really like it. And then I'm including this book that really helped me get through my pregnancy. And this is just great in general. I just love this book. This is called Trusting God Day by Day, and it's 365 daily devotionals, and it's really awesome. It's by Joyce Meyer. She has just really encouraging words, so I wanted to include this for you guys because, like I said, pregnancy is hard, so having some encouragement throughout those days are super important. Then I'm including these little baby mocks, and I love these. Kenzie actually has these. These are actually from Amazon. So I'm including these little baby mocks, and they're kind of gender neutral. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, like, this giveaway is kind of girly. So hopefully if you're expecting, it's a baby girl, because most of it is girly. So I do apologize. I didn't really think about that, and because I'm like a girl mom, I don't know why I decided to buy a crib sheet that was pink and not gender neutral, so I do apologize. But I'll do another giveaway at some point and I'll be more mindful of that. And then what else do I have? I have some other things. Then I have some Honest products because I love the Honest Company. So this is the hand sanitizer gel in Orangesicle, and it smells really good. This is awesome to have, especially if you're a new mom. You're using this like literally every single day. And then this Honest Soothing Bottom Wash. So when they're newborn babies, you can like spritz this on there. So for those poopy diapers in the beginning, they're like literally cement on their bum, so you can spray this on there and it just helps soothe it and get it off easier. So this was really handy like in the beginning. And then I've also included this Windy, it's the gas passer. It's kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. I won't open it because it's new, but yeah, you kind of like stick it up their bum and if they're having like bad gas, it really helps them. Like if they're having stomach issues or cramps, this could be a good solution. So yeah, this is by Frida Baby. And then also some awesome bows, you guys. You guys are gonna love these. I love these bows. So there's a bunch of different patterns and designs. I think there's like, how many? I think there's like 6 bows or something in here. This is like a cute striped one. There's a little polka dot one that's really pretty in like this mint blue. So yeah, there's a bunch of bows for little baby girls. Also, the last thing that's included in this giveaway, which I don't have with me right now, but it's the Solly Baby Wrap. And if you don't know what it is, I'll leave like a picture down below, like in the description box if you want to check it out. It's the striped, it's actually this pattern. But the Solly Baby Wrap is amazing. It's like a wrap that just ties to you. You can put your baby in a bunch of different positions, and it just is amazing. It makes them feel really comforted, and you can have free hands to actually do things with your life, and it just came in so handy. So that's going to be included in the giveaway. So we're going to be doing this giveaway on my Instagram account, so I'll leave my Instagram account right here, so come follow it, and I'll put all of the giveaway details in that. So if you are interested, come check it out. So this giveaway is only for the US. I do apologize for that, but it is just the USA for this giveaway. So if you want to enter this giveaway but you don't have an Instagram account, then leave a comment down below in the YouTube comments just stating what your favorite baby product is. So answer that question and that'll be your giveaway entry. And so yeah, I'm going to be doing this giveaway. It will be up for 2 weeks, and so you'll have enough time to enter, and you can only do 1 entry per person. But if you want more details, I'll leave all of the details in the description box down below. And then if you want to come follow me on Instagram, you can come check it out there. Thank you so much for listening and sharing in part of my story and this journey. And definitely if you guys want to sign up for the giveaway, don't forget to do that. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye guys.